Hi guys, welcome to Drum.Dog, and today is all about manipulating the paradiddle. Now we all know that the paradiddle is a really useful device when it comes to breaking out of that single stroke mold on the kit and trying to come up with some more interesting parts. But more often than not, when we're playing accents through the paradiddle, we're only ever accenting the first note of each half of the paradiddle, like this. Now, we can get a lot more vocabulary and ideas out of the paradiddle again by accessing accents on those other notes that we wouldn't normally put any emphasis on. Now, there are two different ways to do this. We're going to be looking at both today. Way number one is going to be moving accents through the paradiddle while we keep the sticking the same. And way number two is going to be permutating the sticking of the paradiddle itself. Now, just as a quick note before we go any further, both routes of this little paradiddle manipulation exercise are going to need molar strokes. Now, if molar strokes is new to you and you've never heard of it before, I really recommend that you go over to our website and check out our technique workshop. The link is in the description. Now, without further ado, let's get into moving these accents through our paradiddle. Now, our goal here is to keep our sticking the same through the whole thing. So we're always going to be sticking to a right, left, 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 with that first right being dead on beat 1 while we're playing eighth notes. Now, the trick here to getting these accents in the right place is going to be playing the right molar strokes, our upstrokes and our downstrokes and our full strokes and tap strokes in the right place. So first things first, let's work out our molar strokes for our paradiddle in its root position. We're going to be starting with a down, then an up in the left hand, then a tap in the right hand, and another tap in the right hand. Then the same thing with the reverse sticking. A down stroke in the left hand, an up stroke in the right hand, a tap stroke in the left, and another tap stroke in the left. Now, if we tie those molar strokes together, we get our accented paradiddle. But now, in order to shift our accents onto the second note, we are going to have to change things around. So now we're going to be starting with a tap stroke, a down stroke, another tap in the right hand, followed by an up in the right hand, and then the same thing with the opposite sticking, a tap stroke, a down stroke, a tap stroke, and an up stroke. Now, if we link those together, we get our paradiddle with the accent on that second note. Now, the third and fourth positions are where things start to get really interesting, because now we're putting accents on the double portion of the paradiddle. Now our strokes are going to look like this. We are going to have an upstroke, a tap stroke, a down stroke, and then a tap in the same hand. And the same thing with the reverse sticking. We're going to have our upstroke, tap stroke, down stroke, and a tap stroke. Then if we link those together, and then for the final position, now this one is really hard because it requires to pick out that second double. We're going to be looking at tap, tap, up, down, and then the reverse, tap, tap, up, down. This is a really tough one because that up, down can be tough to get in time. So spend some time just getting happy with that quick up, down whip motion. Then if we tie the strokes together, So between those 4 accent patterns there, that gives us access to every single note within the paradiddle. Now to really put these to the test, we're going to link together every single one back to back. We're going to play 4 bars of each position before shifting straight onto the next pattern with no gap at all. Now this is actually a massive challenge here, so take your time getting used to each pattern before we try and push them together, and remember there's no rush with any of this, work at your own pace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that is a really killer exercise there, and it's a hell of a test of your control of your molar strokes. But this isn't the only way that we can access those different portions of the beat while maintaining a paradiddle sticking. Now, as I mentioned before, the other way of doing it is permutating the entire sticking itself. So now all permutation means is that you take a pattern, we take the last note, we drop it off, and we put it on the beginning. So now instead of our paradiddle starting with that first right hand on beat 1, that right hand is now going to fall on 1 and, with beat 1 now being the last note, which is our second left of the left double. Now to practice this concept, we are going to jump straight in the deep end and we're going to throw all 4 accent positions together in one exercise. Now to get from one accent position to the other, after our 4 bars of the first position, we are going to end on not a double left, but a triple left. Now that third left hand is going to push our next paradiddle forward that 8th note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, between those two concepts there of moving the accents and moving the sticking, we can access anything in that paradiddle we need to, which on a pad all sounds pretty kind of boring and like someone practicing a pad, but as soon as we take this to the kit, the paradiddle really comes to life on some different sound sources. Let's take it to the kit, experiment with some of those different accents, and have fun with it. Just those two concepts give us an idea of what we can achieve with just moving the accents and the sticking, but as soon as you take into account orchestration as well, there really is a massive world and vocabulary that we can get just with that paradiddle. If you guys enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you want more lessons and full lesson packs, don't forget to visit our website, Drum.Dog. We'll see you for the next lesson.